What if I told you that you're not lazy? You're not weak. You're not undisciplined. The real enemy has been living inside your brain, silently controlling your attention, your motivation, and even your dreams. Every time you unlock your phone, every time you refresh social media, every time you tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," something inside your brain gets exactly what it wants. And the scary part, you think you're making these choices, but most of them were made for you. Millions of people wake up every morning with goals. They want to build a business, get fit, read more books, learn new skills, become financially free. Yet by the end of the day, nothing changes. Not because they're incapable, because their brain has been trained to chase something much smaller. Tiny rewards, tiny pleasures, tiny distractions. One notification, one short video, one more scroll, one more click. These tiny moments feel harmless, but together, they slowly destroy your ability to focus on anything meaningful. Today, we're going to expose the invisible trap that keeps millions stuck. We'll uncover why your brain craves distractions, why motivation disappears, and how a few simple changes can completely transform your mind. Because once you understand dopamine, you'll never look at your habits the same way again. Let's begin. The invisible addiction. Imagine two people standing in the same room. One is reading a book. The other is scrolling endlessly through social media. At first glance, it seems like they're making different choices, but something much deeper is happening. Inside both brains, a chemical messenger called dopamine is constantly influencing what they do next. Most people believe dopamine is the pleasure chemical. It's not. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation. It makes you chase rewards. It whispers, maybe the next swipe will be more interesting. Maybe the next notification is important. Maybe one more video. Notice something. The excitement comes before the reward, not after it. That's why casinos work. That's why endless scrolling works. That's why you can spend hours online without even realizing where the time went. Your brain isn't searching for happiness. It's searching for possibility. Every unpredictable reward creates another burst of anticipation, another reason to keep going. Social media platforms understand this perfectly. Every refresh might reveal something exciting. Every notification feels important. Every recommendation promises something better than the last. Slowly, your brain begins expecting constant stimulation. Silence starts feeling uncomfortable. Boredom feels painful. Deep work feels impossible. And without realizing it, you become addicted, not to pleasure, but to chasing it. Why motivation disappears. Have you ever noticed something strange? You watch an inspiring video. You feel unstoppable. You promise yourself, tomorrow everything changes. Then tomorrow arrives, and suddenly, you don't feel like doing anything. What happened? The answer isn't a lack of discipline. It's emotional dependence. Many people wait for motivation before taking action. But motivation is one of the most unreliable emotions in existence. Comes, then disappears. Your brain always chooses the easiest source of reward. Why spend 2 hours learning a difficult skill when your phone can deliver entertainment in 2 seconds? Why struggle through discomfort when instant pleasure is sitting in your pocket? The brain isn't trying to ruin your future. It's trying to conserve energy. Thousands of years ago, this helped humans survive. Today, keeps people trapped. Modern technology offers rewards that our ancestors never experienced. Unlimited entertainment, unlimited novelty, unlimited distraction. Your ancient brain was never designed for this world. That's why even intelligent people struggle to focus. They're fighting millions of years of biology against algorithms built by thousands of engineers. And guess who's winning? Usually, the algorithm. The cost nobody talks about. People think distraction wastes time. It does much more than that. It changes who you become. Every distraction breaks your attention. Every interruption weakens your ability to stay present. Every unfinished task teaches your brain that quitting is normal. Over weeks, months, years, This becomes your identity. You stop saying, I got distracted. You begin saying, I can't focus. That's dangerous, because identity shapes behavior. When someone believes they're unfocused, they stop attempting difficult things. They avoid challenges. They settle for comfort, and comfort slowly steals their potential. The tragedy isn't that people fail. The tragedy is that many never discover what they were truly capable of, because distraction kept them busy long enough to forget their biggest dreams. The dopamine loop. Think about your morning. Before your feet even touch the floor, your hand reaches for your phone. No alarm. No emergency. Just habit. You unlock the screen, check one notification, then another. A message, a headline, a short video. 5 minutes turn into 30. And before the day has even begun, your brain has already received hundreds of tiny rewards. This is the dopamine loop. Cue, craving, action, reward, repeat. The more you repeat this cycle, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, your brain stops asking if it's a good idea. It simply reacts. You don't choose the habit anymore. The habit chooses you. That's why so many people say, I only open my phone for 1 minute, but an hour disappears. Not because they're weak, because the brain loves automatic patterns. Every repetition lays another brick in the same mental pathway. And one day, that pathway becomes a highway. Why discipline feels so painful. Have you ever sat down to work, only to feel an almost irresistible urge to check your phone? That feeling isn't random. It's withdrawal. Your brain has become used to constant stimulation. So when you remove it, everything suddenly feels slow. Reading feels boring. Studying feels exhausting. Working feels impossible. But here's what most people never realize. The discomfort is actually proof that your brain is changing. Imagine lifting weights for the first time. Your muscles burn. They ache. Not because you're getting weaker, because you're getting stronger. Your attention works the same way. Every time you resist a distraction, you're training your brain to value long-term rewards over instant pleasure. Discipline doesn't feel good in the beginning. It feels uncomfortable. Then it becomes easier. Eventually, it becomes your identity. The people you admire aren't born with extraordinary self-control. They simply practiced choosing discomfort until it became normal, reclaiming your mind. Imagine waking up tomorrow and not touching your phone for the first hour. Imagine sitting with your thoughts, planning your day, reading a few pages, taking a walk, working on your biggest goal before the world starts demanding your attention. First, your brain will protest. It will whisper, just one quick look. Don't listen, because every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to your future. You don't need to quit technology. You need to stop letting technology control you. Protect your mornings. Create moments of silence. Allow yourself to feel bored, because boredom isn't the enemy. It's the doorway to creativity. It's where ideas are born. It's where focus returns. And it's where the strongest version of yourself begins to emerge. Remember, every great achievement started with someone choosing what mattered most, instead of what felt good in the moment. The trap loses its power the moment you become aware of it. The people who control their attention control their future. There is one resource in life that every person receives equally. Not money, not talent, not opportunity. Tension. Every morning you wake up with a fresh supply of it. The question is, who will spend it? Will you invest it in building your future, or will someone else profit from it? Every app on your phone, every endless feed, every autoplay video has one mission: to keep you looking just a little longer. Because your attention has become one of the most valuable currencies in the world. The longer you stay distracted, the more valuable you become to someone else's business, and the less valuable you become to your own dreams. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary things. Writers, entrepreneurs, athletes, scientists, they all share one uncommon ability. They can stay focused on one meaningful task long after everyone else has given up. Not because they're superhuman, because they protect their attention like it's their greatest asset. They know something most people ignore. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention is scattered, your results will be scattered. If your attention is intentional, your future becomes intentional. Every hour you spend learning creates a version of you that didn't exist yesterday. Every hour spent mindlessly consuming leaves you exactly where you started. One path creates growth. The other creates regret. The choice is made every single day. Not in one dramatic decision, but in hundreds of tiny moments. One notification, one distraction, one decision at a time. Build a brain that craves progress. Here's the secret that changes everything. You cannot eliminate dopamine, and you shouldn't try. Dopamine isn't your enemy. It's your fuel. The real goal is to teach your brain to find excitement in the right places. Imagine feeling the same anticipation before opening a book as you once felt before opening social media. Imagine feeling rewarded after finishing a difficult workout, instead of after watching another meaningless video. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repetition. Every time you complete a difficult task, pause for a moment. Recognize the progress. Celebrate the effort, not just the result, because your brain learns from what you repeatedly reward. If you reward consistency, consistency becomes addictive. If you reward learning, learning becomes enjoyable. If you reward discipline, discipline becomes part of your identity. This is how high performers think. They don't wait for motivation. They create systems that make progress satisfying. Small wins become momentum. Momentum becomes confidence. Confidence becomes action. And action changes lives. One day you'll look back, not because your life changed in a single moment, but because you finally changed what your brain was chasing. The greatest victory isn't resisting temptation once. It's becoming the kind of person who no longer needs it. The 30-day reset. Imagine two versions of yourself. The first wakes up every morning and reaches for the phone before even getting out of bed. Every notification decides their mood. Every distraction steals another hour. At the end of the day, they wonder why nothing has changed. Now imagine the second version. This person wakes up, drinks water, spends a few quiet minutes thinking, exercises, reads, and starts working on the most important task before opening social media. 30 days later, they don't look completely different, but they think differently. They make decisions differently. They trust themselves more, because every promise they kept to themselves became another piece of confidence. That's the secret most people never understand. Confidence doesn't come from watching motivational videos. It comes from keeping the promises you make to yourself. So if you truly want to escape the dopamine trap, don't aim to change your entire life in one day. Change one habit, then another. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages. Walk without your phone. Eat without watching a screen. Finish one important task before checking notifications. These actions seem small, but small actions repeated every day create extraordinary identities. Your future isn't built in giant moments. It's built in ordinary days that most people ignore. Become the master of your mind. There will always be distractions. There will always be another notification, another trend, another video, another excuse to wait until tomorrow. The world will never stop asking for your attention. So the real question isn't, how do I remove distractions? The real question is, who becomes stronger, the distraction or you? Because every single day you're training your brain. You're teaching it what deserves your attention. If you constantly choose comfort, comfort becomes your prison. If you repeatedly choose growth, growth becomes your lifestyle. Your habits are casting votes for the person you'll become. Not once, but every single day. You don't become successful overnight. You become successful one focused hour at a time. One disciplined choice at a time. One promise kept at a time. The strongest minds aren't built by avoiding discomfort. They're built by walking through it, again and again, until discipline feels more natural than distraction. And when that day comes, you'll realize something incredible. The battle was never against your phone. It was never against social media. It was never against dopamine. The battle was always against the version of yourself that believed instant pleasure was more valuable than lasting purpose. And the moment you win that battle, everything changes. 1 year from now, you'll either thank yourself or you'll wish you had started today. The difference won't be luck. It won't be talent. It won't even be intelligence. It will be the thousands of small decisions nobody else saw. Every time you chose focus over distraction, discipline over comfort, growth over entertainment, you were quietly building a life that most people only dream about. Remember this, your attention is your life. Where you place it today determines who you become tomorrow. So before you leave, ask yourself one question. Who is controlling my mind? Me or my habits? Because the answer to that question will shape the rest of your life. Remember, your future is built one decision at a time. You've got this. I'll see you in the next one.